Hello and welcome to the Matthew Alton Art channel again. It's been a little while since I did a video, probably over a week or so. I'm going to try and draw or paint a pigeon in gouache paints today. I took some photos of some pigeons in Leamington Spa when I visited the other day with my partner, and I've done quite a lot of birds in the past, and I've always wanted to do a pigeon. I think they're quite beautiful, really. A lot of people sort of don't like them, but I think they can be quite beautiful. So you can see that I've got some Stillman and Burn beige paper here taped down. I've reactivated my palette of dried gouache and cleaned the palette tray, so I've got a clean starting point. And I will be using some water-filled Derwent brushes for this painting. Okay, so let's see how we get on. You can see that I'm starting at the top of the pigeon here. I've just mixed a bluey grey. You can see how opaque the gouache is there, which is a good example of that. And again, the white going over the beige. Starting with the beige paper though gives you a good sort of mid-tone to work from, so it's better and helps you judge the tones of the overall work right from the beginning. Using various different sizes of brushes as I go through here. There's a very small one, which is what I've just used for the white around the eye there. And then for more blocking in, there's a sort of a flat brush. Trying to put the brush strokes on in the way that the feathers grow. Here you can see I'm starting to add the green sheen, because those of you who are familiar with pigeons will know that they sort of have often green and purple, quite iridescent feathers really, when the sun catches them. And that's sort of what I like about them really. They're quite, I wouldn't say drab birds, but they do have some quite pretty aspects to them. This one's actually quite pretty. It's got white and grey feathers and this nice sheen on it as well. You'll see that I've got a drawing on the paper that I did before actually starting out this painting phase. And you can also see that I drew it out twice. I'd got it in the wrong place to start with. So there's faint lines that you can see to the right of where I'm working on the painting. It's important to get the drawing right before you actually start the painting. Once you've done the drawing accurately, the painting becomes quite easy really. Trying to mould the shape of the head there really, get the indent of the eye correctly and the twist of the head accurately. I've realised I don't really talk about myself and why I do art really on these videos, so perhaps I'll have while you're watching me create this pigeon, have a little conversation about that. I have done art all my life, but only fitted it in around the day job really. And of course the day job takes over it as your career gets ever busier. And a couple of years ago I decided enough was enough. I wasn't enjoying my day job particularly at that point. And I thought I would refocus while I was still working on getting better at art and sort of trying to develop a small business selling my art and maybe doing tutoring and that sort of thing as I got better. And I'm on that journey at the moment. I was actually made redundant from the day job that I didn't like in mid-May. And since then I've been concentrating on the little art business full time, trying to do local exhibitions in the local area. And they've been going quite well. I've been making a little bit of profit from that. It was always the plan to develop the business on the side as I was working in the day job and increase the turnover every year so that when it came to retirement age, I would perhaps have enough to sort of retire on or contribute to the pensions when I retire. But leaving the job this summer has meant that that plan has been brought forward a little bit. Obviously, I can't make enough money by doing the art business just yet. It is growing, but it was always a plan for 5 or 10 year plan, you know, and that I'm only on year 2 of building this business, so a bit early to be concentrating on full time really. Having said that though, I've loved having this summer off and doing more art, so the fairs have gone well. I've done more online stuff, I've got a Patreon. I wanted YouTube to become part of the income stream for the business as well really, but unfortunately it seems like I'm never going to get that monetized, which isn't a problem. I enjoy doing the videos anyway, and I was hoping that people would pick up on those and pick up tips from watching those videos. But I get very few comments even on the videos really these days, let alone views. So it hasn't quite worked out as I thought. The Patreon though is going really well. It's a small group of us that meet up online every month, sometimes twice a month. And we also set fortnightly art challenges for us all to go away and do. And this pigeon drawing is actually a free choice art challenge. We tend to do a free choice one where you can do what you want once in the month, and then a topic picked by one of the patrons for the other fortnightly art challenge in each month. So overall, I'm enjoying doing the business, and I'm enjoying doing the painting, and the painting is certainly getting better and improving, which is great because, you know, if I'm going to do this long term and get more and more sales from it, I need to get better and better. Sell more and more work. Hopefully the prices of my work can go up slightly as I sell more work, but it's a promising start so far. Just returning to the painting now, I was a bit worried about doing this background because the pigeon is so detailed, and I didn't really want the background to be detailed because I was zoomed in on this pigeon and you could see the sort of speckles of the tarmac and stuff, and of course that's quite difficult to do because they get smaller and smaller in the distance to give the effective distance. But I sort of fudge it. As you can see, I'm fudging it now as we go through. I get experimental in a minute. I actually start flicking the paint on, which I quite like really. I should have perhaps done a bit more of that to get the idea of those tarmac speckles. It wasn't really tarmac, it's sort of brown pebbles stuck down in sort of tarmac. You can see I've left the paper showing through in lots of places because it's the right colour. There you can see me flicking to get the texture of the ground in various colours. I'm doing lighter flicks and darker flicks, using a big brush and just flicking the bristles basically, trying to blend in the spots further away because of course I want it to look like they're further away. We're getting up towards completion now, and overall I'm quite pleased with it. You know, it took quite a long time actually for me, about 2 hours including the drawing out phase, which again I said earlier took a bit longer than normal because I did it sort of twice. But 2 hours is quite good for quite a polished piece, I think, really. And there it is being signed. Well, this is the final painting. As I just said, I'm overall quite pleased with it. I'm not quite sure about the background really, but it's okay. I did it to fit in a frame, a ready-made frame that I'd got, so that I can sell it at the next sort of craft event or art show that I do. It's about 19 by 19 centimetres, I think, the actual painting itself. And then, of course, the frame is bigger. It's got a mount and everything. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I hope you enjoyed listening to a bit of why I do my art, really, and my hopes for the future with it. If you're new here and you enjoyed the video, then do think about subscribing, and that will help the channel grow. And who knows, maybe I will get monetized at some point on YouTube. That would be good. Right, I will see you soon. See you on the next one. Okay, bye.